So lots of stuff happening today. Oopsie. Let me get back to, where's the, we have a guilty verdict in the Murdaugh trial, but we're going to talk about that at 11. We're going to talk first about the new rest of the warrant. So they could only release the warrant. They released just that small part on Tuesday, but they had to wait till Thursday morning to release this. And this is going to be the rest of the stuff in the house and the car on Bryan Kohberger. And I'm going to get there as soon as I can get to the live chat here. So just hang on with me for 1 second. Computer's working. The hamsters are working really slow tonight. Oh boy. I wonder how everybody made out with the tornadoes. All right, let's see. So I've got to go to my live chat, or unless I can just go to live for right now. Live, where's my thing? Content. Live. Sorry, it's taking a long time to get where I need to be. Okay, here we go. And here we are. All right, let me pull up the search warrants because I have those. Go to all my downloads. Downloaded a lot today. Downloads. Okay, Bryan Kohberger. Warrant Kohberger house. Okay. Let me pull this one up. All right, this is for the house. And I didn't even, I'm being rude because I didn't even go into the chat yet. That's not good. Let me go into the chat. Hi, everybody. Hi, Deborah and Chris Rhea. Let me get in live chat. And Margot and Farm Wife and Lisa Hobbs. Good to see you, Lisa Hobbs. Elle, Nicole, Teresa W. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to just pull this up, make this a little larger if you want to follow along. I know everybody's probably talking about Murdaugh now. We're going to talk about Murdaugh at 11. I have it all set up. There's a live, and I'll redirect from this one. But I want to go through these, and I purposely did not go into these until I could sit down and read them with you. And we won't go through the whole history because we just went through it unless anything is different. Okay, so this is from December 31st. And the date of the search was December 30th, and the date of the return was January 12th. So let's see what we've got here. So this receipt for property, this is for the 2015 Hyundai Elantra. That is bearing the VIN number, blah, blah, blah. Thank you very much, Nicole. Swabs, a Ziploc bag with pink zipper, 7 quarters, plastic baggie with green zipper, 36 dimes, 32 nickels, 8 pennies, gloves, receipts, car insurance card, car registration, hiking boots, goggles, floor mats, reflective vest, used water bottles, wrench, door panel, seats and seat cushions, headrest, seatbelt, visor, fiber, brake pedal, gas pedal, phone charger, Band-Aid, wrappers, maps, documents, seatbelt, boot. Then it says nothing further. Okay, and we just went through and read that. That's just like the kind of stuff they collect, and we just went through this in the last one. So I don't know why I have this one as the house, because the other one is the house. All right, so this one, let's see here. I think this is the exact same as we read before about, and it just, I'll just summarize it real quick. It's the Trooper Justin M. Leary of the Pennsylvania State Police, and it's just going through saying why they want to search the premises and the car. And this is exactly the whole thing about when they went in the King Road residence. We just read this on Tuesday. So I'm not going to make everyone go through that all again. It just outlines the whole crime, okay? And we've just went through it on Tuesday. We're going to look more into what they found. I just want to go through these and make sure that there's nothing additional. This is when they were talking about the electronic devices, and that if they need a finger print, or if they need a face to unlock it, that they can get it from him or a family member. Okay, so that was that one. Now let me get the next one. That one says house, you see, but it was the car, so that's weird. Okay, so let me go to the one that says car. Maybe they're wrong. This one says car. Okay. Receipt for property. Okay. Collected, seized, 12:30. So the stuff before was actually the stuff he was wearing when he was arrested. All of that clothing, I believe, was all the clothing they had on him, plus the buccal swab they took for his DNA. So they have a book with underlining on page 118. A knife is the first item. And then book with underlining on page 118. So I wonder what book that was underlined on page 118. AT&T bill for Bryan Kohberger. A Glock 22, Generation 5, 40 caliber with the serial number. A Smith & Wesson pocket knife. A folder containing vehicle paperwork. An Acer laptop model number blah blah blah. A green leafy substance in a green container. Green leafy substance. Documents. A green leafy substance in a plastic bag. White paper with I don't know, what is that? White paper with something. Power cable.
Or something?
Maybe password? Yeah, maybe it's password. But looks like there's another P, but maybe it's passwords. Yeah, maybe they, with passwords. Power cable. Cell phone. 3 Glock 40 caliber.
Passport. White paper with passport.
No, it looks like password. Because that looks like a D on it.
Password? White paper with password?
Yeah.
That's it.
3 Glock 40 caliber magazines, empty. Books. Black face masks. This looks like plural. Prescription. Black gloves. 1 black hat. 1 black mask. Okay, and this is receipt for property 20. Okay. Personal identifying documents. New Balance shoes. Dark colored jacket. Looks like another jacket. Wow, this handwriting is pretty bad. Dark color. Shirt. These are shirts. Dark color something. It looks like a J. Are they jackets? Who knows? Dark color shirt. Dark color shirts. dark color shirts, dark color pants, I think that is. Then they cross something out here. It looks like something laptop. So they cross that out. Then they put clear plastic glove. One laptop with damage. Almost looks like it says one Asus laptop with damage. One something laptop with damage. Okay, and then of sale, record of sale for the Glock 22 Gen S 40 caliber. Okay, and then, wow, this person really needs to write a little better or type this. Item, photographer, taker. By, oh, I don't know. That is crazy. Note in desk, criminal psychology book, documents, and something university notebook. Documents and, oh, that's that university he went to in Pennsylvania. DeSales University notebook. Okay, here's some more. Something drawing. A man's word drawing. Columbia Navy fleece, extra large. 10 something inside glove, inside box. Something immunology books, notes, license, card. Dune color none, it looks like, but it can't be Dune color none. We'll go through these in a minute. Black glove. Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte Samsung solid state drive. Okay, so he's got a lot of electronic equipment taken. Samsung, looks like NYMESSO 960.
Samsung where?
It says black box Samsung.
Where?
Right here, number 40.
Okay, number 4. Black box Samsung NVMe SSD. That's that
solid state drive?
Memory.
Is it a solid state drive?
Yeah, solid state
so
drive.
It's a memory.
You have one of those. It's
yeah.
the same.
Okay.
I put it in
2 pair of black gloves, 1 black knit hat, dark green short sleeve shirt, black long sleeve shirt, black sweatshirt, gray jacket, 2 pair of black pants, 1 pair of black jeans, 2 pairs of black jeans. Wow, he likes black. 2 black long sleeve shirts, 2 pair of black pants, 1 gray jacket, 1 gray knit hat, knit something hat it looks like, black glove, motherboard, serial number, and Washington State University paperwork, a note from Bryan, Montana, a note from Bryan from Montana. Okay. Craftsman shop vac. Oh, they took one of the Craftsman shop vac and the father was using one. I guess that was the one he was cleaning his car with. I bet you, how do they know they got the right one? Medical documents. And then something documents. Okay, more stuff. Note to dad from Bryan. Maroon colored spiral notebook. Well, I want to know what a lot of this stuff is. Something covered cloth. Colored, dark colored cloth maybe. Dark colored clothes. HP all-in-one computer. Well, they got a lot of computers from him. Either he kept all of his old computers or they took all the computers that were in the house. Lenovo, Idea, Pad, laptop. Okay. Tangent, model, medallion, desktop. That's another computer, I think. Dark clothes in the laundry basket. Tailor cutlery knife with leather sheath. Swab 1, Swab 2, Swab 3, Swab 4. 2 pairs of dark colored boots. 1 pair of brown color boots. Nothing else follows. Wow, that's a lot of stuff there.
I guarantee he did some other murders.
What?
He did other murders.
I don't know.
He's a serial killer.
I don't know.
Yeah, he got all the
He's
dark
not too
clothes there.
smart in this first one he did. He got caught like...
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's 4 people. So I don't know.
I know, well... Okay, and this we all read. This is the exact same thing again. So let's take a look at what they got. They got a lot of computer equipment. So if he's got stuff in there, which you know he's got to have something in there. The note to dad. I wonder when is that from? Is it a note? Maybe he said, "I'm going to go wash my car. Be back late." I don't know. Note to dad. Maroon colored spiral notebook. Dark colored clothes. HP all-in-one computer. Lenovo. I'd like to know what years these computers are. I guess you could look it up if with that serial number. But they might be. He might just have kept everything from when he was in, elementary school. I don't know. Could just be a lot of old stuff that has nothing on it. But I'm sure some of it is what he uses. Probably that Acer is the one. Tangent, model, medallion, desktop, 515B. Let me just look up that model and see how long ago that's from. Tangent, model, medallion, 5155B. Let's see, that is... Okay, there's one on Illinois Gov is getting rid of those. So let's see, those are old, very old. It's bid for $12. Okay, so let's see if we can get a year on this. Surplus property. State of Illinois is the one that's auctioning this. And this was in okay, this is older than old, that thing right there, because in 2018 is when they had the auction for this, and it was going for $12 then. So that must be probably when he was like in the 4th grade. And the parents might just have that stuff in the basement or something. So that's going to be a whole lot of nothing, I would pay. I don't think that's even functioning. The Lenovo IdeaPad laptop. Let me see about that. That's probably something really old too. Lenovo IdeaPad laptop. They have a serial number. P14ENZL and password. That might be a little newer, depending on what generation it is, but let me see. The password is ending ENZL. Let me see. ENZL. Okay. It's a really low end. So I imagine this is probably older. I don't think he was using that over there. This is probably something he had. Some time ago. Okay, what else has he got there now? Dark clothes in the laundry basket. Tailor cutlery knife with leather sheath. Let me look at that. Tailor cutlery knife with, you know, it's coming right up here. Everybody must be searching for this. Okay, so there's 3. Let me see here. Tailor collectible modern factory fixed blade knife with sheath. So there are a number of Tailor knives and sheaths. Hold on. I'm going to pull these over. So if you go on here, you can see this is a Tailor Surgical Japan fixed blade knife and sheath. These are Tailor new with tags, fixed blade knife and sheath. This is a Tailor Japan. This looks, you know, this looks like that K-bar knife with the stopper thing, right? Rare vintage custom Tailor Japan stag with a stag handle. I don't know if I mentioned the stag handle. Here's a fixed blade Tailor with a sheath. So he was probably very used to using a knife like that if he had one there too. There's another, is that? Doesn't say Tailor. That's a Tailor. And then he had a Smith & Wesson folding knife, right? So, yeah, let's go here. Okay, so Tailor knife, cutlery knife. The swabs, they took swabs of stuff. 2 pairs of dark colored boots, 1 pair of brown boots. All right, we got that. Let's go over here. This looks like it says court documents right there. Court documents, C-O-U-R-T documents. Or it may say loose. It could say loose and it could say court. It's probably loose. Medical documents. Craftsman shop vac. Note from Bryan from Montana. Does that mean Montana University? I wonder what that means. Washington State University paperwork. Motherboard. Doesn't tell us what kind, just gives us that. It's probably real old. Two black long sleeve shirts. 2 pair of black pants, gray jacket, 1 gray knit felt hat, 1 black glove. Dark green short sleeve shirt, black long sleeve shirt, black sweatshirt, gray jacket, 2 pairs of black pants, 1 pair of black jeans, 2 pairs of black jeans. 2 pairs of black gloves, 1 black knit hat. Black box Samsung. Okay, so this is a hard drive or a memory keeper thing, whatever it's a solid state drive. So he's got stuff stored on there. I don't know how old that is. Let me see, black box Samsung. Let me see how old that is. Black box Samsung. And NVMe SSD. Okay, so the black box plus NVMe. NVMe. Solid state drives. Okay. So Jimmy says, I have that. That looks like a part you put into a computer. So maybe he built computers, he had that around, I don't know. Maybe he had it hidden somewhere, who knows? That could have something on it. Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte. Samsung solid state drive. Black glove. Dark color hats. Maybe it says various criminology books. Yeah, I think that's what it says. Note and license card. 10 cards inside glove, inside box.
35 is Shannon 360 says is ID cards inside.
Oh, ID cards.
Yeah.
ID cards inside glove, inside box. That sounds pretty bad. ID cards inside a glove, inside a box. Ooh, I wonder whose ID cards they are.
Oh, geez, you can serial killer him.
Okay, a man's drawing. A man's hand drawing. A man's hand drawing. I feel like I'm
It's
playing
not
a
an
game.
inside glove box, is it? Is it inside glove box or
It's
inside
10 cards
glove?
inside glove, inside box.
That's crazy.
So I think the ID cards are inside a glove and then the glove is inside a box.
That's crazy, okay.
That's scary.
A man's, I think this is hand drawing. Now that might mean a man's hand drawing? A man's hand?
Let me see it.
A man's.
Where?
This.
Let me see. Move the mouse on right there.
Right here,
A
34.
man.
A man's.
Uh,
And it's apostrophe S. A
look.
man's. I feel like I'm playing a game.
look here for a minute.
Word drawing? A man's hand drawing? A man's
Mind drawing, maybe, because he's a psychiatrist.
man's mind drawing?
Could be. You never know.
A man's mind drawing, maybe.
I don't know.
Okay, extra large Columbia Navy fleece. Documents and I think this is
From the
DeSales
university,
University. DeSales, they spelled it university.
Frank, but it just says, maybe it says a man's world drawing.
I don't know, I think it's a man's mind drawing. So I don't see an L for world. Criminal psychology book, note in desk, item photographed, item photographer, item photographer taker, item photographer by her taker, item photographer
Something taker.
taker, item photographer,
But not taken, I think it says.
item photographed. It's probably say
Yeah.
this guy's
Yeah,
going to be
he's
so
not
embarrassed when everybody's deciphering his writing. Item photographed but not taken.
Yeah.
But he doesn't tell us what it is. Okay. PUP application, record of sale, Glock 22 Gen S 40 caliber. Maybe this is gun application, something application. Pistol application, something application. Okay. One,
Possession application?
I don't know. Like P. One with damage. One with damage. I think it's a laptop. His writing is really atrocious. His or her writing. This is an Asus laptop with damage. And this is one something laptop with damage. And then he wrote up here, one Asus laptop with, and thought better of it, crossed it out, and then put clear plastic glove, clear. Dark colored pants, dune, that was like dune colored, but I think that's supposed to be dark as well. Colored pants, dark colored shirt, dark colored shirt, dark colored shirt, dark colored jacket, dark colored jackets, dark jackets, dark colored jackets, New Balance shoes, personal identifying documents. One black hat, one black mask, black gloves, prescription, and it looks like prescript phone. Black face masks, books, 3 Glock 40 caliber empty magazines, cell phone, power cable, white paper with password, green leafy substance in plastic bag, documents, green leafy substance in green container, Acer laptop model number N22C. I wonder if that, let me see if this one's a current laptop. Acer laptop N22C2. Okay, this looks like, it doesn't look that new because at Best Buy, they say they were $1,050 and they're half price, which means they're not new. So how old is that one? It's gotta be pretty old. Folder containing vehicle paperwork, Smith & Wesson pocket knife, Glock 22 Gen 5 40 caliber, AT&T bill for Bryan, book with underlining on page 118, and a knife. So they've got 3 knives. They don't even put which kind of knife that is. Let me see what the chat's saying now that I've been deciphering all of that crap there. High video reel, lots of tech, that's for sure. Yeah, but video reel, how old is that? A lot of that stuff sounds like it's probably real old, like it was in his room for ages and ages, don't you think so? Even that Acer laptop there, it's half price, so it's got to be really old. I hope he didn't get rid of his. Yeah, I mean, they got the one tower from his apartment in Washington, but which was that Acer laptop the one he was using, and or did he have the sense to get whatever might have information on it somewhere else? But then if he was ever searching Google, even if he's on a different device, if he was searching with a Google that if he was stupid enough to do that, they could find, I don't know. Some sounds newer generation. I don't know. I don't know. And then the car. So I wonder how they knew which shop vac he used, unless they took the shop vac and the one the father was using in that picture is a totally new one. Swab, Ziploc bag with pink zippers, 7/4. Plastic baggie with green zipper, 36 dimes, 32 nickels, 8 pennies. Gloves, receipts, car insurance card, car registration, hiking boots. Comfort Inn room key holder and stay information. Comfort Inn, is that when they were in Colorado? Room key holder and stay information. Tire irons, shovel, goggles, floor mats, reflective vest, used water bottles, wrench, door panel seats, seat cushions, headrest, seatbelt, visor, fiber, brake pedal, gas pedal, phone charger, Band-Aid and wrappers, maps, documents, seatbelt boot. No, they have his main computer. They do have his main computer. Yeah, they have the tower. But do you think he would leave something there? Do you think he had something? I mean, oh, that would be really crazy if he had everything on there. Hi, Nikki Ming. I was wondering really where the last. I wondered the other day. Finally, I'm back with you. I've been engrossed with work and Murdaugh, but not able to join. Okay. Okay, don't worry about it, entertain me. We'll talk about it on our own time. We don't have to worry about it. Thank you, though, for your concern. Welcome to the channel, entertain me. I'm glad you took your time out to give us a view. Thank you. Oh, nothing. They're just telling me that I shouldn't wait for the Alex Murdaugh verdict. I shouldn't even bother doing it because it's old news. Okay. Hi, Cranky. Green leafy substance, yeah. The kind of gloves used at Subway sandwich clear gloves. Yeah, or use them for crafts too. I use them for crafts, decoupage, yeah. The clear kind, food service type gloves. I hear you, Rich. Let's see what you guys are saying. There's going to be another Gucci moment in court, yeah. Casualties of excessive paperwork. Looks like a doctor's writing. It looks like a man's world to you. Is it a man's world drawing? I think it's a man's mind drawing. That would fit in with him in the psychology, wouldn't it? Business cards. I'm going to go out on a limb to say this guy didn't get an A for Henry. Not for penmanship, right? No, I don't think so. People who have seen, know what damage a real K-bar knife can do. What'd you say? What'd you mean?
I can't help you decipher anymore.
Okay.
You have to really do my packing tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got to do my packing tomorrow too. Yeah, I'm sorry, so I'm going to get your stuff out tomorrow. I was just too crazy with the verdict and everything that was going on and the end of the trial. VE is a newer generation type. They boot faster. Okay. Knives like that freak me out. I'm just trying to go through your chat when I was going through there. Rich says, I hope the prosecutors in the BK case were watching the Murdaugh case because they will be looking at questions about every single piece of evidence now when they go to trial. Don't make any mistakes. Hi, Nora Woods. Haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? Okay, Shelley Joe. This is more stuff. Yeah, that Ellie found. Yeah, we knew there had to be more stuff. There was no way they went through his house and car and just had that little thing. They couldn't release this until today, so. Hi, Julianne. Hi, Shanna. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else going on. What do you think about if you want to call in? If you want to call in, there's a fuzz in my hair. Can't get it. If you want to call in, call in. If you have a question or something to say. A man's mind drawing is a popular. Oh, did you? A man's mind, a popular sexually explicit sketch. Wow, okay.
What is it?
A popular sexually explicit sketch.
Sketch?
That's interesting. I wonder what
I don't
book.
understand what that is. What is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it?
What do you mean? It's a
You see
sketch.
something?
No, it's a sketch.
A sketch of what? Like a drawing?
Yeah,
And is it popular? Does people know? Is it popular?
that's what she just said.
So people know what that is? I don't know what it is.
Oh shit. Let me see. I'm on page 118. Underlined. Bryan. I wonder if they know what book is that. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can hear it now. Okay. So, the 60-day seal stopped this morning. That's why they could release the search warrant. Let's see what we have here. So they have a list here. Let's see. Police took a door panel from the car, seat cushion, headrest, seat belts, visor, brake pedal, gas pedal, Band-Aid, maps and documents, and other items, including clothing. Now, they mention a shovel here. Did you see a shovel in there? I didn't. Cell phone, a laptop, 2 containers of a green leafy substance was seized from the house, along with black face masks, a black hat, several articles of dark-colored clothing, and a book with underlining on page 118. I don't know where they saw a shovel. I was seeing if they had anything about the drawing. A man's mind drawing. Let me see. I don't know where you. I'm looking that up. A man's mind drawing. Let's see here. Now they're saying the media is reporting it as a man's world drawing, but they're saying it's a man's mind drawing. I don't know. Seems to be only 4 letters in that word, with ND as the last 2. So now they're going to debate about what this is. The piece is actually called It's a Man's World. Clearly says it's a man's mind. Oh my gosh, they're gonna sit there and argue about this. And someone said, I see a man, almonds. Okay. Let's see. Back to the chat. Oh shoot, a second. Hey, hang on 1 minute. You know what I keep hearing? I think I have a scanner on. Hang on. That would have come out and scared the crap out of me. That's what that noise was. Sorry about that noise. That was annoying. Okay. The one Facebook account where he was in the group. What about Shayna? The weird thing about that sketch. Oh, it's weird. It's got a sexually thing. Yeah, I don't know. I love the deep dive. Yeah, I know. Me too, Winston. I like the deep dive too. Wonder if he has a manifesto hidden away somewhere. Who knows what could be on there? I think he's a troubled dude. Bad trouble. What was the book, I wonder? I know, I wonder what was the book. Hello, Jeff H. Let me see if anybody's emailed. I had too many tabs open. Tomorrow, yeah, we're going to talk to about jujubes. Okay, jujubes. So, let's see. At 11, we're going to do Murdaugh, so we've got some more time. Let me see what I can... If there's anything else they're saying about this. Okay, let me go to university. Come on. Everything is going so slow tonight. Let me put the panel back on. So what do you guys think on the panel about the search warrant?
Well, I was wondering the other night why there was so little in it. So that's...
Oh, that other one, yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
We knew there had to be more.
You
Yeah.
got all kinds of stuff in the car, right?
Mhm.
Well, coins, water bottles, Band-Aids, not as much stuff as in the house. They
He
got a lot
really
of stuff.
liked black clothing, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Everything was black.
And the actual car, did they take that? That brand?
Yeah, and I guess they searched it and then just took that other stuff out of it. Sounds like they took the seats and everything out of it. The door panel.
I'm really echoey here on YouTube. It's so bad.
Even the door off, the panel in
The
door.
panel, yeah, door panel. Why can't I get into this? What is up with
Well,
this?
maybe it's something hidden in there.
Maybe in the green leafy.
Oh, yeah?
Lots of green substances.
And they had empty plastic bags in the car, so.
I wonder if it's like kratom or
I don't know.
what.
Okay. Deborah says Carolyn not echoing what the rest of us are.
Just help not be more surprised to be
Catherine, I think, are you?
cannabis.
I just muted you for a second. Heart made wax. I think you have something playing that's echoing really, really bad. Do you have something else playing?
It did. I had you playing on my
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it was echoing really, really bad.
And I thought I wanted to get on. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm very curious about the green leafy substance. He doesn't seem like he would, partake in cannabis because, he was like a health nut.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't see him like smoking anything. So I wonder what it is. I could be wrong, but I just wanted, very curious.
Why I can't get into.
Could be kava, it could be anything, like
Yeah.
vitamin, kind of. Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess, eventually.
And Murdaugh was sure he'd be exonerated. I don't know if he was so sure.
He doesn't wear any color, does he?
I'm trying to think of like what other pictures. We didn't see many pictures of him. I mean,
Well, at least not when he's killing people.
no.
It said the panel is echoing really bad on YouTube.
Okay, let's see if I can do anything. I'm trying to close some tabs so I can get to where I need to be. Oh, here. Can't get into where my computer's just really, I don't know what it's doing. It just doesn't want to do anything. I think I have just way too many. I'm trying to close some stuff.
We were so worried about getting so little evidence. It makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it first came out with that stuff, I figured he had to have a lot more electronic stuff than that.
Yeah. You were like, where are the computers?
Yep. Okay, let me see if I can get in there now. Oh my gosh. Yes, how about this? Okay, now.
I would not be surprised if he had some kind of a journal or wrote somewhere about his thoughts because, you know, he had a habit of doing that.
They had notebooks, yeah. But, I mean, he was cleaning the car, so I don't think he would be so stupid as to keep evidence on his electronic devices. I mean, just how stupid is he, you know? I mean, I don't know. He did do that thing to find out how people got caught and stuff. I don't know.
I just hope there's something there, something that will help them.
I cannot get to where I want to be.
Right, he was like Alex a little. He had some knowledge of how people got caught. So he got around that a little, I'm sure. But Alex made some mistakes, so I'm sure he made some mistakes.
I'll make
Oh,
mistakes.
yeah, definitely.
Let
No
me-
one's ever the smartest
I
dating.
have to get to Advil. My head is, I don't know, I took a ride before and it was like really strenuous and it's giving me a headache. I'm gonna go take some before my head gets bad. I'll be right there.
Carolyn should try that pressure point y'all were talking about the other day for headaches. Maybe that would help.
Now is the perfect time to try it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hate having a headache. She has my commiseration. I'm a huge baby about stuff like that. I can't stand a headache.
That pressure point thing really works. I have a plastic piece. It works. It really does. And if you just stick it in the web when you have a headache, or just massage it and your headache goes away.
I'll have to do that next time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it
Pretty
even
cool.
good for like a migraine?
Yeah, I mean it can, but not always.
mean, I get them super rare, but my sister gets them all the time. So
It might. Have her try it.
My daughter
yeah, I
gets
will.
Deborah's saying that the echo stopped when Carolyn is off right now.
Yeah, the echo stops, Carolyn, when you're muted. It completely goes away and we can hear everybody as clear as day. It's so weird.
Well, I'm sure that's very helpful for her. When you're not on, the echo goes away.
Yeah, but that's so weird, isn't it? It's a setting or something. Because
Yeah,
there's
she's
like
trying to
no
close some
echo.
tabs to get to her settings, I think.
She's gonna pull her hair out, just doesn't stop. It's like constant every night. Echo, echo.
Yeah.
I know.
Either we can't hear you or you're
Yes,
echoing.
they are cranky.
I'm back. I'm just taking some.
Hey,
bunch of
Carolyn, whenever you hit the mute button, the echo goes away completely.
Yeah, I know.
What is that's just a setting, probably.
I don't know.
I can hear it now. I didn't hear it before you did, but I can hear it now. Oh, that's because I'm in Zoom, right?
Yeah, they're hearing it on YouTube.
Oh, well, phooey.
Probably. Let me see. Amy, where's my...
Yeah, it's back. I hear it too.
You can hear it already?
Yep.
I can't figure out how to get my... There we go. I have to take a cracker because I just took the rest of my vitamins with this. But, yeah, we're going to have to wait a while to see what they found on this till June. But June will be here soon because of our vacation. That'll be good.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in June?
Sooner the better.
What's going to happen in June with the kids?
Brian goes back to court.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. They have a court date.
What'd you say?
I didn't know he had a court date.
Yeah. Preliminary hearing.
Well, awesome. I was afraid we would have to wait way longer.
So we'll see what they found. I did get some, I get some stuff from Murda. I don't know what they sent me today. This will remove your mic. What video reel? Lift your mic just a hair. This will remove your mic from your speakers, but my speakers are way back there. Okay, how's that? And cut them in half. Now I hear. I'm sorry. I'll mute because I have to eat this. Otherwise, I'm going to get sick. So I just took a whole bunch of vitamins. Sorry.
Guys, I have to go to bed early tonight. I'm so sad.
Why?
Oh, I'm sad too.
Dentist early in the morning, really, really early.
Oh, what time?
Aw.
8 o'clock, 8:30 in Springfield.
Aw.
Oh,
What are you having done?
I'm getting for crown prep, and they're gonna clean out an area that needs to be cleaned out, like a little cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to tell us anymore.
Oh, that's okay. I don't care.
Well, I hope everything works out.
Where is Linda T? Linda T, I got your money today, or your envelope, and Ann Rose, I got your envelope today too. So I'm going to open them tomorrow and go through and try to get my shipping done. I know you're rich. It's better since you got back. I think your mic is very sensitive. Okay. So let's see. So we're going to go to Murda in a few, but let's see what else is going on in the world. Let me see. There's a lot to talk about with Murda.
yes.
I'll save that. I guess even O.J. Simpson is speaking out on Alex Murdaugh.
What?
It's See, Gabby Petito's family filed additional evidence that they say shows Bryan Laundrie was an emotional and mental threat to Gabby Petito in the weeks before her death.
Wow.
The latest court filings reveal the transcript between the pair and the Moab police officers who pulled them over. The lawsuit claims that the officers didn't try hard enough when questioning Bryan Laundrie after they pulled him over in a white van near Moab. Okay. What else do they have? Let's see. Here's the filing. Let me pull that up. Let's see if I can pull that up. Okay, so according to the court filing, it says the plaintiffs are the parents of Gabby Petito. Gabby was an aspiring van life travel influencer who was brutally murdered by her abusive fiancé and travel companion Bryan Laundrie. Roughly 2 weeks before Bryan murdered Gabby, while the couple was visiting Moab, Utah, a witness saw Bryan hit Gabby. The witness immediately called 911 to report the incident. 3. Gabby contacted her family to tell them that the couple had been fighting, but Bryan had hit her, and that the police had been called. The family immediately responded by beginning to arrange for Gabby to fly home and to have her van shipped home to separate her from Bryan. 4. Moab police found the couple and investigated the reported domestic violence incident. Once the Moab Police Department stepped in, Gabby's family stepped back, believing that the situation was appropriately handled and evaluated by competent authorities. 5. The police investigation was deeply flawed. Despite the witness's report, the officers treated Bryan as if he was the victim of the domestic abuse rather than the perpetrator. In fact, the officers never directly questioned Bryan about whether he hit Gabby or how she ended up with scratches on her face. They failed to recognize or otherwise identify the obvious signs clearly indicating that Gabby was the victim of domestic abuse, including her assuming responsibility for the fight with Bryan, even though she described Bryan as grabbing her face so violently that it scratched her cheeks and drew blood. The officers egregiously misinterpreted Gabby's extreme emotional distress, seeing it as the cause of the domestic violence rather than its result. Officer Pratt in particular was fundamentally biased in his approach to the investigation, choosing to believe Gabby's abuser, ignoring evidence that Gabby was the victim, and intentionally looking for loopholes to get around the requirements of the Utah law and his duty to protect Gabby. And Officer Pratt has since explained that at the time of the traffic stop, he believed that Bryan was emotionally and mentally abusing Gabby, that Gabby did not, in fact, assault Bryan, and that Bryan had used physical force on Gabby by grabbing her face, which left a cut on her face. The Utah legislature has removed discretion from officers investigating domestic violence incidents. The law imposes protections against future harm, including an automatic protective order to ensure that the abuser and the victim remain separated. But here the officers, based on their tragic failure to identify Bryan as the abuser or worse, based on their refusal to treat Bryan as the abuser despite Officer Pratt's assessment that Bryan was mentally and emotionally abusive and had only used physical force against Gabby, coached Gabby to provide answers that the officers used to justify their decision not to enforce the Utah law. This case is a vehicle for systematic change and a reckoning about how the police enforce states' domestic abuse laws. First, police cannot continue to assert immunity under Utah law to avoid accountability for their actions and result in a wrongful death. Second, the police must be trained and implement effective methods for evaluating domestic abuse situations so that police can adequately protect victims according to their clear priorities mandated by the Utah legislature. Third, police departments must stop hiring and/or retaining officers who engaged in prior professional misconduct or who have personal biases, making them unfit and unsafe to serve as members of the police force. Gabby's death constituted a wrongful death resulting from the defendant's negligence, notwithstanding case law from the Utah Supreme Court holding that the state is immune in cases of wrongful death. And then they list a case here. Let's see. Gabby did not have to die. Gabby would still be alive if Moab Police Department had not hired, retained, and or failed to train officers who were fundamentally unfit and safe to employ in the capacity of police officer. Gabby would still be alive if the police officers had competently and properly investigated Bryan's reported abuse and enforced Utah's laws that were designed to remove the officer's discretion to disregard abuse. Gabby would still be alive if Officer Pratt had not intentionally coached Gabby and manipulated the investigation to try to find loopholes that would allow him to disregard the mandates of Utah law and his duty to protect Gabby. Defendant's negligence and Officer Pratt's willful misconduct deprived Gabby of her safety and ultimately her life. Gabby's parents have been deprived of Gabby's companionship, love, and affection, and the fulfillment of their hopes that all parents cherish for their children's future. Plaintiff Gabby Petito, now deceased, was at all relevant times a resident of Northport, Sarasota, Florida, state of Florida. Plaintiff Joseph Petito is and was at all times relevant, a resident of Vero Beach, Indian River County, state of Florida, and was the natural parent and heir of plaintiff Gabby Petito. Plaintiff Nicole Schmidt is and was at all relevant times a resident of Blue Point, Suffolk County, New York State, and was the natural parent and heir of plaintiff Gabby Petito. Defendant Moab City Police Department is located in Moab, Grand County, state of Utah, and was at all relevant times a government entity as defined by Utah Code. Defendant Brett Edge was at all relevant times the chief of police for the Moab City Police Department, and upon information and belief currently resides in or around Moab, Grand County, state of Utah. Defendant Braden Palmer was at all relevant times the assistant chief of police for the Moab Police Department. Defendant Eric Pratt, defendant Daniel Robbins. Okay, so they are all there. Upon information and belief, defendants Jane and John Does are and were at all relevant times employees and or agents of the Moab Police Department. Defendants' wrongful acts and omissions giving rise to this complaint occurred in or around Moab, Grand County, state of Utah. So, factual allegations. Just looking, this goes on for a long time, let's see.
I want to watch that traffic stop again because I'd forgotten some of the conversation they had with the officers.
Because they're saying, rather than probing Bryan and Gabby's vague story about how the fight led up to the physical violence, instead of asking for additional details about the facts Gabby had already explained, Officer Pratt appeared to simply accept Gabby's claim that she hit Bryan first, as if the violence reported by witnesses was an isolated incident without any provocation. Officer Pratt then shared some observations from his personal life. Specifically, he talked about how he and his ex-wife also had anxiety, how they would feed off each other and spiral. In other words, rather than investigating the factors that led to the violence between Bryan and Gabby to determine whether Gabby was a victim of domestic abuse, including Bryan reportedly responding to Gabby's apology by taking her phone, locking her out of their car and away from her laptop and telling her to take a walk, as well as Bryan grabbing Gabby's face with so much force that he sliced her cheek open with his fingernails, Officer Pratt compared the situation to his prior relationship and attributed the confrontation to a bad combination of two people with anxiety. This goes on for a lot. This is very a lot. So much is in here.
Breaks my heart for her. I remember her, when he's talked about separating them. She's, I don't want to be separated. I don't want to be separated. She was just.
Yeah, here it says.
Confused.
So when that Gabby began to sob, begging for the officers to issue a citation for hitting the curb instead saying, I don't want to be separated, and explaining that being separated from Bryan would cause serious anxiety because she and Bryan were a team. Officer Pratt told Gabby he would call his supervisor to see if there's any way around applying the Utah's legislature's mandate regarding domestic violence. Gabby then called her parents. On the call, Gabby's parents demanded that Gabby fly home to get away from Bryan, offering to pay for her ride to Salt Lake City and her flight home. But upon learning that the police were involved, Gabby's parents accepted Gabby's assurances that she would continue her trip. Gabby's parents relied to their detriment on the police officers involved to evaluate the situation and intervene as necessary to protect Gabby. But for the officers' failure to investigate and follow Utah law, Gabby's parents would have intervened to end the trip and bring Gabby home. Officer Pratt called the Assistant Chief of Police, Braden Palmer, and explained the incident. His description minimized Bryan's controlling behavior of locking Gabby out of her van and away from her laptop, and entirely omits crucial details about Bryan's confiscating her cell phone and grabbing her face so forcefully that he cut her cheek. He also emphasized Gabby's anxiety without acknowledging Bryan's reported anxiety, thereby presenting the situation as a one-sided assault instigated by Gabby as a result of her emotional or mental health breakdown. Officer Pratt then asked Assistant Chief Palmer if there's any way around the domestic assault statute. Assistant Chief Palmer said the only way not to comply with the statute was if the statute did not apply. Officer Pratt reread the statute, searching for a loophole that would allow him to ignore his non-discretionary responsibilities under Utah law. After briefly reading the statute, Officer Pratt spoke to Officer Robbins, providing a chilling description of the exact situation Gabby was experiencing, but that the officer's sloppy investigation had failed to identify. You know why the domestic assault code is there. It's there to protect people. The reason they don't give us discretion on these things is because too many times women who are at risk want to go back to the abuser. They just wanted him to stop, and they don't want to be separated. They don't want him charged. They don't want him to go to jail. And they end up getting worse and worse treatment, and then they end up getting killed. Officer Pratt articulated his clear understanding of the foreseeable future of a victim being killed if police did not follow the statute. He then proceeded to intentionally manipulate the investigation to find a loophole to avoid following the law, and as a result, Gabby was killed. Officer Pratt reviewed Utah code describing assault under Utah law. In his words, the statute provides an assault as an attempt with unlawful force or violence to do bodily harm to one another. Okay, we know that. Officer Pratt then spoke with Gabby. Officer Pratt coached her to give the answer he believed he needed to exercise discretion and declined to enforce Utah law relating to domestic violence. Officer Pratt said, Gabby, this is a very, very important question. How you answer this question is going to determine what happens next. But the only person who can answer this is you. Think very hard before you answer this question. Do not quickly answer it. Think very hard. When you slapped him those times, were you attempting to cause him physical pain or physical impairment? Was that what you were attempting to do to him? Gabby responded, no, exactly as Officer Pratt hoped she would. She explained that she was trying to get Bryan to stop telling her to calm down. Officer Pratt turned to Officer Robbins while still in front of Gabby and said, it doesn't sound to me like she attempted to injure him. It's your call. This is 100% your call. I support you either way. The officers then moved away from Gabby, where Officer Robbins explained his concerns to Officer Pratt. Officer Robbins says, I can't say I entirely believe her. Officer Pratt responded, I'm recording, and society, the judges, and everyone can judge me for this. I'm looking at a 110-pound female and her fiancé who have no means to be separated. He doesn't want to pursue it. She's not a threat to him, more than slight abrasions from her fingernails. I don't care if we use the actual letter of the law to not charge, but I also don't care because it literally does possibly make sense to go full-on domestic assault and do the whole thing. This is your opportunity to make the decision. Despite Officer Pratt's prior articulation of the law and the foreseeability of a victim being killed as a result of the officer's failure to follow the law, he continued to push to find a loophole, stating that he didn't care if they followed the law. Indeed, Officer Pratt acted willfully to disregard and act directly contrary to critical information that he learned during his encounter with Bryan and Gabby including Bryan's abuse of Gabby, in order to circumvent non-discretionary Utah law that required him to issue a citation to make an arrest and impose an automatic no-contact order. Let's see. Specifically, he admitted that he saw through Bryan's facade at the time. He explained that during the traffic stop, he had determined that Bryan clearly had influence over her mentality and looked unsavory to me. He's mentally messing with her, hanging her backpack outside, saying, "You need to go take a walk," and saying weird things to us like, "What if I touch your radio?" Really? He said that? He was just a weird, not healthy dude, and that was clear. Well, I didn't know he just said that. Similarly, he claimed that the officers saw his stupid bullshit. Officer Pratt has also admitted, "I thought he was an emotional threat to her. I thought he was a mental threat to her." Similarly, he said he concluded during the traffic stop that Bryan seemed like a mental and emotional bully. Officer Pratt had also observed that the statements by Bryan, Gabby, and an eyewitness were strangely consistent in the description of Bryan using physical force to grab Gabby by the face. Officer Pratt had also colorfully admitted, "I know these kind of guys. Bryan didn't get away with anything for being cute. Bryan showed more red flags than a Chinese communist rally." But in Officer Pratt's words, he couldn't do anything because there's no law against being a shitey boyfriend and gaslighting and taking advantage of people mentally and emotionally for your own reasons. Of course, there are laws against this type of behavior when coupled with using physical force and causing harm, such as the force Bryan admitted to using with Gabby. Indeed, the Utah legislature has removed police officers' discretion when confronted with those facts, requiring them to issue a citation or make an arrest and issue a no contact order. Despite all the information available to Officer Pratt about Bryan's use of physical force against Gabby, Officer Pratt's assessment that Gabby posed no physical threat to Bryan, and Officer Pratt's assessment that Bryan was emotionally and mentally abusing Gabby, Officer Pratt continued to act as though Gabby were properly understood to be the predominant aggressor. Based on his willful disregard of the facts he admits to knowing at the time, Officer Pratt chose not to investigate further or cite or charge Bryan for using physical force against Gabby while emotionally and mentally abusing her. This goes on for a long time. Let's see here. As an officer who described himself as being disillusioned with police work and admitted to finding loopholes to avoid applying the law, Officer Pratt should never have been rehired as an officer for the Moab Police Department. Pratt's dangerous approach is evident through his interaction with Gabby and Bryan as he manipulated the investigation by intentionally looking for loopholes to get around the requirements of Utah's law and his duty to protect Gabby. This is a tremendous amount of information in here. Oh my gosh. For each of the first, second, and third causes of action, plaintiffs seek judgment on Gabby's behalf against defendants for an amount in excess of $50 million. Wow. And in excess of the minimum jurisdiction amount and sufficient to qualify for Tier 3 as defined by Rule 26C. For their fourth cause of action, plaintiffs seek judgment as plaintiff's behalf against defendants in the amount of $50 million. I don't know what that. I mean, they can say they did it wrong, but I think they're going to say they can't guarantee she would have been alive because she could have gone back to him anyway, no matter what they did. But, and then he flew back home after that. It didn't happen immediately after. I think they're going to probably get, I don't know. I don't know what'll go on with that. We'll see. All right, let me see. All right, so I'm going to take us to, I'm just going to start putting in the redirect to the Murdaugh. Redirect. Alex Murdaugh. Save. Yeah, and I'm going to get through that tomorrow. Try to get through that. I have your package all packed, so that should be easy to get out, and I've got to get other stuff out and weighed and stuff. So tomorrow they're going to sentence him, and I guess I don't know who's going to make victims' impact statements. If they did say there's going to be some people that want to speak, so I guess Buster's going to speak. Maybe his brother's going to speak. I don't know. His sister. Who knows? Maybe that sister-in-law that likes him. Thanks, Anne.
I wonder if Maggie's parents will be there to speak.
Oh, I don't know.
Or her sisters.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if they're going to say that you've got the wrong person. I don't know.
Mm.
Oh, that one that killed that Hobby Lobby manager died after a rollover crash.
I don't remember the Hobby Lobby manager.
Yeah, it just happened. He went and killed a Hobby Lobby manager, and then he was on the run in, I think it was Oklahoma City, and I guess he had an accident, and he's dead.
That's poetic justice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Hi, Barb.
Was he robbing
I
the
think,
Hobby
yeah,
Lobby?
Maggie's dad is sick. That's what John Marvin said. What? No, he wasn't robbing. No. He was, he went into, I think it was a fulfillment center or something that did it. It was an employee and the manager.
Oh.
I wasn't sure if it was the mother or father that was ill. Yeah, and the mother is, I think the mother's had her own, well, she had some knee replacement or something when Maggie and Paul died, and I don't think she's ever been the same since, like you know, because her parents aren't very old, I don't believe either. I think they're just in their 70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think Maggie is, and her sister is the oldest. Maybe they're in their early 80s. Because the sister is, I think, 6 years older than Maggie. Maggie is 55. His sister is 61. So maybe they were 81. They weren't that old, but High Furley Farmhouse. Yeah, I don't think either one is doing well, unfortunately. I think John Morgan said they're pretty homebound or something like that.
Mm.
All right, I'm going to take us over to the other one. So, hi, Catwoman. How are you? We're going to go over to the Murdaugh live stream that I'm going to do. So if you just, it'll redirect you. See you guys over there.